Hey peeps, Tyler here, and I finished the rough draft of my YA fantasy novel, finally. I started it in November of 2023. It is now the middle of May of 2025, but it is the first novel I ever wrote, that I've written. I still have a lot of editing ahead of me, but the rough draft is edited, or is written, and it's 100K, and the biggest thing I ever wrote before that was almost 23K, and a fan fiction, and this is original, and holy crap. So yeah. I haven't even really felt like celebrating or anything because it was a terrible day that I finished it. It was a terrible day, and I was like, is this what you want, university? When I finally finish this damn thing, I wrote 4,500 plus words. I don't know how many hours it took, but it was in one day. I'd never written anywhere near that many words in one day, and it was 4,500-ish words to the end, the rough draft end. And then it's just like, well, I've done it. It was a terrible day. For other reasons, obviously. But the fact that I finally finished that is great. That was not today, that was yesterday. But, so now, I realize that I've been reverse outlining the chapters I still have to reverse outline. I have 10 chapters to go. So I'm also rereading them, so I can reverse outline them. Maybe when I finish that, I'll feel like I've finished the rough draft. I don't know. But as I reverse outline the last chapters, I'm realizing editing me has a lot of work cut out for me. But I mean, the rough draft is there. It's there. Now that I'm talking about it, maybe now I'm actually going to feel excited and celebrate somehow. I don't fucking know. But anyway, at the same time, I've realized, alongside of my main character, I was learning the same frickin' lesson. And I have a feeling that's a major thing with writers. Maybe not everyone or every book, but it felt like I was possessed. It feels like I'm possessed when I write, basically, especially this story. Don't know where it came from. Feels like it possessed me. And I have now written it. I have to polish it because it looks like crap at the moment. But it was and I had no idea I was learning the lesson alongside my character. I thought I already knew it. Apparently not quite as much as I thought. But now what is next? Well, next is once I finish reading the chapters to reverse outline them, the last 10 chapters I have left to reverse outline, I then have to start all over from the beginning. I'll probably read my reverse outline first, and then reread the actual story, the rough draft, making God knows how many notes along the way, and wanting to bang my head against the wall, probably, as I realize that editing me is probably going to scream into the void at how much work I have to do. But I have to reread it. I'm going to be reading, I know I'm going to read the story so many times, it's going to become dribbling out of my ears. But so after I read all that and figure out so many editing things that I'm going to need to do, and I know it's just the beginning, and there's going to be many rounds of edits and rereads and blah blah blah. Also plan to finish this book that I'd started a while ago. It was only on hold because I was writing. I recently read a little bit, but now I think I'm going to finish it finally. But I'm still going to, it's all tabbed up as you can see, use it as a reference. Shut Up and Write the Book by Jenna Moresi. I've been loving that so far. And possibly read other writing books as well, because I have a whole bunch of writing books I want to read. So that way, hopefully editing me can do better. We'll see. If you have any particular writing books you recommend, feel free to let me know. I have so many on my to-be-read list. Then it's just edit until I go insane. And at some point, show it to other people to get feedback and edit more. It's still a long road ahead, but I finished the first major part, the rough draft. Holy shit. Didn't think that was gonna happen. At the same time, I don't want to say too much. I mean, I've talked about it before, my story that I've been writing, but I don't want to say too much and spoil anything. And like I said, I have a playlist on this channel about where I've been talking about the story so far. It's a trans boy main character. I'm a trans man if you're new here. And it's in a fantasy world, and it's a lot like our world, but there's magic, and there's deities. He's in Autumn Country. There's the Autumn Goddess that runs Autumn Country. It's like a big island. Well, there's actually like 2 islands, one where she has her castle, and there's also a lighthouse. But she rules that area, and then of course she has siblings, and there's other deities, and her siblings rule other, like spring, winter, etc. And his parents don't accept him because he's trans. So the goddess ends up taking him. This is just the beginning. The goddess ends up taking him, and she's lying, manipulative, abusing, using bitch. But nobody knows that at the moment. The reader knows it a lot sooner than the characters do. It's not a secret to the reader. But the characters think, she's their goddess. They love her. At the beginning. But, yeah. So, and of course, some of the scenes later on made me cry because, not everybody survives. I'm not going to tell you who survives and who doesn't. But, I love the story, and now I want to have it polished so I can share it. But I'm going to have a lot more work to do to get to that point. But it'll be so worth it. I know it will. And it surprised me because, there were still... With this... Like, I started out pantsing it for a couple of chapters. Then a whole bunch of shit came to me, and I wrote everything down that came to me. It was like lightning. It was nuts. And it was all out of order. Like, this is not a story. This is a mess. So I had to reorder everything. And then even then, it was like a loose outline, I guess, because I kept being like, this tells me what I have to accomplish, but not how I need to do it. So it wasn't a very, detailed outline. Even though there was quite a bit to it, because it's 100K. So it was kind of like a mix, which I realize is what a lot of writers end up doing at some point. I'm on the pantser side. Sorry, I got interrupted. But don't know what I was going to say after that. I'm on the pantser side. I don't even remember what I was saying anymore. But, yeah, I'm on the pantser side, but there was some planning involved. And now I've completely lost if I was going to say anything else. So, if you have any questions or if there's a video you want to know about my writing or for me to make, feel free to let me know any suggestions you have. But that's what I'm going to be doing next is, like I said, finish the reverse outlining, finish this book, reread the entire story from beginning to end, and make a whole bunch of notes for editing me and whatnot. Probably scream into the void and be terrified of how much work I have ahead of me. Yeah, and then get to it. I don't know how long this is going to take, but it will eventually be done. Eventually. So, yeah. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the bell if you want to. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you have any suggestions for videos or for writing craft books too. And have a nice day.